town of Kennard had some pretty significant inflow and infiltration, or I&I. In addition, their treatment lagoons were full of all the waste since 1974, which contributed to the excessive nutrients in the plant. I had specific goals in mind for this facility. Since we had two problems, one in town with the collection system and capturing all of the precipitation and rainwater. I wanted that solved because it was causing problems at our plant of washing out our biological community. In addition, we had all the sludge in the plant that was causing excess ammonia violations. The biggest problem I had was actually the engineering firms we were working with over the 8-year period that I was involved with it.
Having trouble with an engineer and his thoughts.
Nobody wanted to try to tackle the I&I problem in town. They wanted to tackle it out of the plant and increase the capacity of the plant and not solve anything in town, which was going to cost the citizens of Kennard a lot more money in the long run and wouldn't solve the problem.
We got another engineer and he come around and inspected everything and made his recommendations, but then he just didn't follow through with the paperwork and we was having trouble getting grant money. So then we got rid of him and searched for another engineering firm.
Commonwealth listened to me and listened to other people about our problems and tried to solve our problems we were having. They looked at the situation, understood that this was a small community and they couldn't afford a very expensive fix. And they used a lot of our components that were already in place in a manner that suited this small town.
They're all good right from the start. I mean, Wayne Bailey was helped us get grant money, guide us in the right direction. The fact that they was good relationship with the USDA, I think that was a big factor in us getting grant money.
The treatment system consists of basically 3 partial aeration lagoons that suspend and provide oxygen throughout the entire column of the treatment lagoons. This is our partial mix lagoon treatment system. This is the raw influent cell, so most of our loading is hitting here. The next 2 lagoons are the same, partial mix, partial aeration. We're actually adding oxygen and keeping this system mixed. And then this last cell is more of a polishing type system where it breaks down a lot of the residual waste. Once the flow leaves the lagoons, they go through what's called the Sager system, which is nothing more than a fixed media cell buried in the ground. And it maintains a healthy biological community to break down and remove the nutrients or the ammonia. From that point, the water leaves the Sager system and moves through the sand beds and further polishes the water, and then we disinfect and go into the discharge stream. And it's very easy to operate, very efficient for this type of a community. Maintaining and keeping our lagoons as part of the treatment process instead of installing a mechanical plant, which a lot of the other engineers were suggesting, saved the town probably several $1 million of grant money. People who have lagoons and have heard the talk about them, they've gotten a lot of bad name in the past because they're not really efficient at removing nutrients. This system, retrofitting it with the partial mix solves that problem and makes it a very efficient system. I'm very happy with the way this project turned out. Our I&I, inflow infiltration, dropped, it looks like over 50%. And our infiltration, I think, dropped higher than that, maybe 80%. We're no longer having the heavy flows when a rain event occurs, or the long duration of flows after. The treatment plant would violate 9 to 10 months out of the year for ammonia or flow. I have not had one all year. First time since I've been operating this system that we have operated multiple months without any violations. So I'm very pleased with the operation. The nice thing about Commonwealth is it was turnkey. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to worry about it. They looked at the type of treatment system that they were going to propose and laid out the funding and found the funding for us. Made it a very stress-free process.